Minecraft. January 9th, 2024. It is another day of Farlands or Bust. We're at 56,338.28 megabytes on the world save. We've raised $4,030. We got those questions the last time from Dravir Mamatsky and Olenek and Vash. So we're up to speed on the donations, unless we get more for the charity. But I'm ready to continue walking. If you are, if you've got your woofs ready, that is. Woof! Wolfie's ready. I remember this place. Like I was just here on the 6th. Let's grab Wolfie. And, is that west? That is west. Let's continue west. Towards the Farlands. In Minecraft Beta 173. Hypnos is the only person who had their woofs ready. Everybody else loses. That's a damn shame. I'm doing stuff. You're doing COVID stuff. Tell COVID to wait. Like hacking up a lung? Oop. Indeed. I need wood? Not really. I could use some sheeps. Some sheepies? We are continuing to walk to the Farlands, as we do. I fell out of the boat. I'm back in the boat. I'm traveling on the boat. Yesterday we had an immense cooking stream, baking stream, I guess I should call it. We baked a pie. Then we baked some buns, some like bread buns. And then we made a pizza. The pizza was good. It wasn't my because it was just cheese and it was kind of low on sauce. It wasn't my finest effort. I kind of rushed the dough too. So it was really just like a very thin crust dough. The pie is good. Pie is good. I did go out. I got some whipped topping for the pie. You know. Right now I've got pork in the slow cooker to make pork tacos. This time I bought the because it was cheaper than whipping cream. Build your own whip topping. The good stuff. We'll find out. It's the store brand of the good stuff. But yeah, that was like, it ended up being like a 4.5-hour stream. I like those, but also I don't feel as engaged as I do this kind of stream. Probably because I'm not like surrounded by all like stats and the image and a chat that I can actually keep my eyes on. You're not engaged, you're married. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I gotta figure anything out. I mean, I guess I also noticed from a business standpoint, the cooking streams not huge on the viewers. I said I didn't need wood. What am I doing getting wood when I literally just said I don't need wood? But also we don't get a lot of like subs or resubs during the cooking streams. And or the garage streams. Maybe because it's not my normal usual. But yeah, that's also kind of like a... I'm not saying if you don't start subscribing or blah 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 during those streams, then I'll never do them again, but it's something I notice. As a businessman, as an entrepreneur, I must keep an eye out on my bottom end? Wait, no, my lower end. What is it called? My bottom line. It's a line, not an end. It's a line. My bottom line. Cone Dodger's been there and made that discovery. Yeah, it's rough. And I mean, I don't know why. Other than that it's not usual. And it's not as engaged. Streamer to viewer. I mean, that's why I'm doing more flob recently. I'm pretty much just doing flob, SnowRunner, and like the occasional random game demo or some, you know, stuff like that. That kind of works for me, more often than not. Golf, yeah, golf is just kind of like my own, taking my own break from everything, all of the above. What is flob? Flob, if you separate the letters, spells out Farlands or bust. Flob. It's the acronym for this what you are watching. Yeah, I don't know. The girlfriend, since I decided to save us $1,400 and do the Subaru spark plugs myself, is saying I should have some sort of, like, swear jar, but one that you put bits into. Because it is going to be the Subaru spark plug swap Swearfest 2024 stream. Swearbaroo Jarbaroo. I'm gonna need some funds in order to pay a professional to fix everything that I mess up. Because apparently, simply changing the oil and, like, cleaning the battery terminals has caused this heap of problems that the Subaru is now experiencing. With warning lights and nearly stalling. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, man. But replacing the spark plugs will fix it, that's for sure. What is the mileage? It's got 80,000 miles. Well, I don't think it's dying. I do think it's just an electrical issue that I do need to test the battery. But yeah, hopefully in saving the $1,400 of having somebody else do it, I can use that money to buy a new radio for it. And by new, I mean used. Because the one in there, the touchscreen, doesn't work anymore, and then you can't change anything. You can't change any settings on the radio without the touchscreen. Well, 1,400 was for the 60,000 mile service, which at 80,000 miles, I definitely missed. It's not under warranty anymore or anything, so it's not like I'm obliged to do these service milestones. But I like to keep on top of it. And awakeness. The only other thing that's included with the 60,000 mile one is a brake fluid flush. All the other fluids are just checked. That I'll probably take somewhere to have them do. That'll probably just be $300 or something. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see when those parts get in. When we can schedule the swearathon. Oh, I thought... Ah! Thanks, Wolfie. You dingus. I don't particularly like messing with brakes. Because they're kind of important. Like, replacing the brake plaids and pads, I'm cool with. But when it comes to various fluids and actuations and, like, the actual functionality of the brakes... I don't know. Tetris. But yeah, that's coming up at some point. So save your pennies. Save your bits. Hold on to your bits, everybody. Who else can tell the girlfriend to pump and hold? I know that because as part of the Datsun, whenever that's going to happen, changing all the suspension and everything. I also got new brake lines, stainless brake line.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to me, Menno.
Anonymous gift sub to me, Menno. Thank you very much. Tub. So I am gonna have to like do some sort of minor brake bleeding, but I'm still gonna have to take it to get aligned after I do everything. So I figure where I take it to get aligned, I'm also just gonna have them do a brake fluid service to do it for reals. What am I doing? I need boats. I need my workbench that I just threw in the ocean. The ABS unit. Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. That's why I don't even want to mess with it. Like, the Datsun obviously doesn't have an ABS unit. It'll be slightly easier. It's heavily novelty based. This is in response to the Twitch streaming from the kitchen or the garage. It's novelty based when you do something like cooking or garage or construction once. It's a novel thing people want to see. They either like or they don't. After you do a few, the novelty is gone and less people are inclined to watch a thing that they weren't looking for by following you in the first place. Same goes for the trombone streams. That first one was glorious, but by the third one, there was nary a toot. Spice rack organizing. Womp womp. That is a good point, Cone. Insight from an expert. What was I gonna say? Oh, I mean, the same thing goes for the, like, the girlfriend and I are still trying to figure out the bird feeder thing. Like, it would be neat to be able to stream that. I was even thinking I'll just stream it to YouTube. But, like, how much of that is worth the effort of all this research we're doing into separate different security cameras that you can actually get a network feed of. There's a lot of splish splashing going on. Just in here. Spooky splish splashes. Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough, it's a tough banana to bite into. Paint has thoughts about viewer retention. Do you have a degree in communications? Yeah, it's tough out there. Key Sky.
Key_Sky gifted a tier 1 sub to Paintbrush Puke. They have given 476 gift subs in the channel.
Thank you very much for that gift sub, Key Sky. See, I don't know. Like, as far as YouTube is concerned, and I suppose even Twitch, if I don't... I think the days of naturally growing as a small whatever channel to a big channel, or even a successful channel, like a self-sustaining channel, those days might be gone. It's only if you're already big. You're already the... Who's the guy who just quit? Who does all the little videos? About elevators and stuff. Tom Scott. Yeah, like if you're not already... I mean, he got there after a long time, starting small. But as he got bigger, he got a team, his budget got bigger. So I think the people who have the budget, the ability to pivot to match whatever the latest trend is, are the only ones who are able to maintain. And of course, because they're already popular, they are already favorable to the algorithm. This is, of course, also, this is like eschewing the whole the scammy clickbait nature of success. I guess I'm talking more about, like, genuine people. Like me. I'm a genuine people, right? Everybody's horrible but me. I am the only judge of such things as these. Holier than thou. So yeah, when I see people who are just like starting, or like trying to start, like our friend Pacific Racer, he's been in chat every now and again. He's someone I met locally who's also got a 280Z at Cars and Coffee. Like, he also has a Twitch, and he also tries to upload stuff to YouTube, working on his dots and stuff like that. I don't know how much he wants to, like... It seems like it. It seems like he wants to do streaming more. I'm like, man, that's gonna be tough for you. That's... I mean, it's tough for me. It's tough for us. Because, yeah, sometimes you think, oh, this is cool. Nobody has a video on YouTube installing this thing on a Datsun 280Z or whatever. Certainly this is going to get at least thousands of views, and then it gets like 400 after as many months. It's like, oh, I guess not. But yeah, it's rough. It's rough out there. And also, it is also, you kind of have to come to the realization of what the actual target audience is. Which is just one that I do not think I can appease to, nor do I think I want to. But even if I tried, I don't think I could. become a VTuber. I tried that, and I didn't have overnight success. So I gave it up. Where am I going? Oh, Wolfie. Oh, Wolfie. Ah, ah. Oh, sorry. I was a PNG tuber. Are those a subpar class? 28 days. Anyway, when does my pie arrive? Could you imagine shipping a pie? Who ships a pie? I knew that. Oh, that was a double. I'll ship it on dry ice. Yeah, I don't know that my pies are good enough for shipping yet. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed getting into the ADHD. Well, since we're already here and the oven's on. Might as well make a pizza. So I'm not saying I don't enjoy, or I didn't enjoy. It was a nice break from this. I think to keep people engaged, you have to say "bam" a lot or something. I tried to do that with Indeed. Nobody was saying Indeed at the time, and I was the Indeed guy. We need a new catchphrase. Zing! Oh, the last few pigs have been very pigular. VR streaming. That still is one of those technologies. Like 3D TV. That has not. It simply has not. You're not hearing a lot about the metaverse anymore, are we? From the company named Meta. Like I not the metaverse, but I get the idea and the interest in VR. I'd like to try it. I'd like to try it with racing games, you know. Like I've always said, it seems like it's made for like a kind of a cockpit game sort of setup. But yeah, I feel like I'm having trouble finding a way to... Wow! That's loud. A loud alert.
Oh yes. Oh, much better.
Can't wait to watch the floating point jitters in VR.
Jitter for each eye. Thank you very much. Magical Blob for 60 months in the sub tub with those Bezos bucks. Sub tub. Minecraft does have a 3D mode. What are you talking about? In this very game. I think a bug just flew in my tea. No, okay. Bug tea. Bug, 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 bug. So what were we talking about? I forgot. Oh, yeah. VR. And we've already talked about cryptocurrency and NPCs. What are they called? I've already forgot what they're called. I'm free at last! But now the new thing is AI. It has nothing to do with like an actual artificial intelligence, but it's snazzy keyword that they came up with. JVCs, DVDs. DVDs on your hood. If I mean, I would never, but if I was ever a guest on Jimmy Kimmel, not Jimmy Kimmel, who's the other guy? Jimmy Fallon, the other Jimmy. I'd be like, so, how much is your ape worth now? Jimothy. Well, I mean, the point isn't to embarrass him on his own show. I don't actually care what it is. uh Should still be Conan's show. Does the Heidi stand still work in the latest Minecraft? I don't know. I mean, I imagine you could sleep wherever you want, as long as there are no physical monsters nearby. But in this version of the game, it doesn't matter if there are actual monsters nearby. It's only if they could potentially spawn nearby. So that's why that works, because it keeps them at least 3 blocks away from you. To the best of my understanding. Did they not increase the hit distance of zombies? You are asking the wrong Minecraft streamer. Well, no, I mean, it's not about protecting myself from zombies. It's about protecting myself from anything spawning that would wake me up. Well, that's what we're talking about, Nix for our... Because that's what happens in this version of the game. And it's happened a couple times. If we've made a hidey hole that we didn't know was right next to a cave. Moo to you too, sir. You ever still find it uncanny that I think I will walk west till I can't? Became this thing? True. I mean, I was kind of hoping it would become a thing. I don't know if this particular permutation is what I had in mind. Like, not negatively speaking, but just in general. But yes, I certainly didn't think it would become the thing that it is. Certainly 12 years on. I mean, back then I certainly saw that, like, there weren't that many people, but a prominent one was Yogscast. We're very clearly doing it full-time, professionally, and making money. I'm like, dang, that'd be cool to do that. You know, kind of let me try, sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, it's not like it happened by accident. There was definitely some effort there, and luck, based on how early I started. And that at the time, it was a unique idea. To be fair, it remained unique until 2021. Could have been faster. No, I mean, like, I wasn't expecting, like, I didn't even know anything about, like, gaming world records or speedrun anything. I wasn't going for anything like that. I just thought, like, at the most, like, somebody would write a Boing Boing article about this guy walking to the far lands. And then they did. And that was 10 years ago. I don't even read them anymore. True, that vlog brother knows about me. That slow-mo guy knows about me. Don't mind if I do. Free coal. Yoink. Ooh, buddy, excuse me. Weird times. Of course now, I've been doing this for 12 years. I don't know how I'll be able to find or have a normal job. To be able to not die. Of starvation. Our only hope that the girlfriend gets done with school fast enough and gets a real solid good job, and then I can just become a stay-at-home cat dad. And that's my full-time job. That's the dream. Back to web dev. Oh, never. I'm way too out of touch with that. It's a real shame. Like, I can't remember when it came up or how it came up, but I was talking to the girlfriend, like, the job that I got, you all know about the job. Like, I was having just a super difficult time finding work out of college, that I went back to, like, community college and took more specific, like, program-oriented classes about, like, Photoshop and Illustrator and whatever. And had to work at Circuit City for a bit. But the job that I got, was the worst kind of job you can get as your first job. Because I was the smartest one in the room. Which means I could learn nothing or grow nothing in that environment. And I stayed there for 5 years. Because it was all, cause I remember I was working there and like the iPhone came out. The first iPhone came out. I remember watching that. So ideally, in that environment, I would have been at the forefront of then learning mobile web design and apps and like all that stuff. But because I was the smartest one in the room, there was no impetus, is that the word? For any of that to happen. And it just was just stagnant. Maybe Circuit City will take you back. Could have been the voice of change and innovation, but I would have had to have learned it on my own, which is not an easy thing for me to do. I mean, I guess I learned everything I knew about web design on my own, but you know what I mean. It can only take you so far. Get. I said get. I mean, when I first started there, they had clients. They had a lot of clients. But they were still they were web designing in Photoshop. They would lay things out in Photoshop and then use Photoshop's export to HTML, like all the slices and stuff. And like that was the websites they were selling and maintaining. And I had to teach them about like CSS and like writing your own code by hand. F. And like that's the reason I got the job, is because they were all like, whoa, you know. F for Photoshop. Not have come up here. Excuse me. Well, most of their customers were not customers who wanted even a pretty website. Like I said, when you go to design school or art school or whatever, and or graphic design, you're like making advertisements or logos or websites for like your favorite rock and roll band or like a hit movie or this cool skateboarding company. But when the reality comes to it, it's this company that specializes in drain products for industrial waste. This concrete analysis company. This tableware company that caters only to restaurants. A life coach. Bearings. A bearing manufacturer. Of bearings. Why would you cater to a restaurant? Don't they have their own food? Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Well, that was the client that I had my boss fire. They were like super annoying anyway. But it was like his cousin or something. There was a lot of that too. There was a lot of like, this person's my cousin, or this person's a friend of a friend, or whatever. So it was a lot of like annoying stuff like that. but we were doing their catalog, and I actually took some artistic license with their first catalog I made for them, and it actually looked pretty good. But they wanted a new catalog, and they sent us something that he laid out in Microsoft Word. But the font was Comic Sans, and he wanted that font. He wanted to use Comic Sans. And we verified multiple times. Are you sure we're both seeing the same font? In his fancy restaurant tableware company catalog. And I just refused to do it. I was also sick of the client and the job at that point. So we fired them. But it was funny because they took me out to lunch on my last day or near my last day, and the restaurant we went to, guess who made the tableware? That's the one and only place I've ever seen that actually had that company's steak knives and spoons and forks and stuff. Now that was some poetic hilarity right there. Spooky noises. So yeah, I was just talking to the girlfriend about that, how it was a terrible first job. And because of that, it kind of just, not only did I stagnate, I just lost my taste for it. Anonymous donation. $20 to Direct Relief Charity. Thank you very much. We're up to $4,050. I got another bet. I can answer this question. Anonymous asked, how did you end up getting invited to the Minecraft server? Well, I probably through Etho. I probably heard through Etho. Or not Etho. Yeah, Etho. Or maybe... No. It was definitely Ko. Because, yeah, one of the earlier people I watched was Ko. The first I watched was X. And then, Yogg's Cast and whatever. But Ko, with Etho, did the Race for the Wool series with Good and BOO. So then I started watching Good and BOO, and they were on the Minecraft server. I didn't ask to be on the Minecraft server, but I liked the series, so for that first Flobathon, I invited them as guests. And I don't know, we're just, just to have guests and people to talk to or whatever. But it was that, what was that, November? That we did the first Flobathon? Was it November? It wasn't until later that year, in January or something like that, where they're like, hey, do you want to... We're resetting the server or something, or no, they weren't even resetting the server, because I joined mid whatever season it was. They just asked if I wanted to join. So yeah, and then it happened to be, I joined the first UHC, the first competitive UHC. And I let Good win. They're like, damn, this guy streams at 7 frames per second. We gotta get him. Well, that's it. Nobody else was streaming. They didn't stream. Ko didn't stream. Nobody else was streaming at the time. I think the only person who had tried streaming was Ant Venom. Yeah, that's how I joined the Minecraft server. When did the Iron Curtain thing start? I don't remember. Well, there was, there was that one team UHC, which was kind of a wash, where I didn't take any damage the entire UHC. That was like the first time anybody played a UHC and like literally, because that back then you couldn't get your hearts back at all. Like golden apples weren't even a thing, I don't think, or maybe they were, I don't remember, but I remember Good stating he hated streaming and would never do it. Yeah, he also said he would never, I mean, we all at some point did, but I'm not, this isn't a cut at Good, but I'm just saying how opinions change with the market, that like he would never like ask viewers for money or tips or like a Patreon or anything like that. And now that's the only way any of us can make money. I mean, that is, well, I don't know if I want to say anything more. Never mind. I mean, who cares anymore, really, but... Did he lose his house? I do remember, I don't remember when it was, but it was early on. Was it? I remember I took like PayPal tips or something. I would send a postcard probably? Like that was even before Patreon or anything like that. I think I just asked for like $5 or something. I didn't get that very many because it was very early. Yeah, I can't remember getting postcards printed that early in the time, but I guess so. I must not have any of those. I don't remember what they were. Because the only postcards I can think of is the Patreon postcards. Nobody's around from back then to remember. I mean, I guess I'll have to like look through like the first 30 episodes. Mind is fuzzy, yeah. Mine is too, because I definitely did it, but then I like kind of like was like, all right, that was all right, but I was kind of worried about like getting doxxed through PayPal somehow. Patreon was founded in May 2013. Well, founded, but what about, like, opened? That was one of the first. I was in some, like, special Discord or Reddit or something for being, like, one of the first 100. And then they forgot about me. No, Subbable was separate. Subbable actually started after Patreon, and then Patreon bought Subbable. Can't have any competitors now, can we? That's the second Hank Green reference of the stream. Well, the thing was, Subbable was like invite only. So Subbable only had like all the Hank Green friends as channels, like Wheezy Waiter and Bryce Helbig and those people. Wee. Brain Scroop, and I guess like SciShow and all his like side channels. There were some people, there were a handful of people who were mad at me for starting a Patreon. Ah. True. Some people got even mad. More people got mad about going east. That I could understand, but the getting mad about starting a Patreon, like nothing changes for you. You could just keep on keeping on the same amount. You got to do nothing. It actually gets better for you because I turned off ads on all those Far Lands or Busts at the time. Nope. A scammer. Bleeding people dry. Clearly everybody on YouTube was like PewDiePie. Millionaires. Spooky millionaires. Nobody got mad about me being you. Yeah, you were worried about that, weren't you? That, like, it would be ruined. Well, it wasn't him that walked all that way. Somebody did it once for him. Let's eat Wolfie. Oops. Well, this is going to be a... deeply recessed hidey hole. You wouldn't know it from the inside, though. Now they'll never send me the Guinness frame. I gotta find that thing. Nobody, nobody who I said would get a prize has gotten a prize from the Flobathon. Because Good's living in the woods. Good has my Minecraft cardboard cutout guy, who I gotta send to Bash, I think. The Guinness World Record thing goes to Life-Size Teddy Bear, I believe. But I have to find it first, but they said no rush. And then we're waiting for Memnarch for their sub to expire so that I can give them the lifetime sub. As expected. Let's go to sleep and back up the world. Oh yeah, the people got their paintings. People got their paintings. We're at 56,416.73 megabytes.